Welcome back to another installment of the 94 podcast. I'm joined here with my co-host Jim Bushy. I'm Brooke Edel. Welcome to the program. We've had a lot of things, a lot of events that have taken place since the last time that we've been able to actually be on the podcast together. Jim, we have a brand new Stanley Cup final champion in the Florida Panthers, back-to-back. And the NBA finals wrapped up over the weekend. And congratulations to the Oklahoma City Thunder on their first NBA championship in their OKC era. We know about the Seattle Supersonics and what they did in the past, but now with Shai Gilgeous-Alexander, MVP of the NBA and also NBA Finals MVP, they took care of the Indiana Pacers in 7 games. Tyrese Halliburton with the heartbreaking Achilles injury that struck in Game 7. I don't know how much more drama you want in these playoffs, but we did get that drama. Connor McDavid, I don't know, was he not supposed to touch the trophy? Is that what Edmonton Oilers fans are going to look back at? It's like, we should have never touched that trophy because it was the same result. You go home empty-handed back to Canada for another 30-year drought.
It's not his fault. Their organization they paid 2 top guys, and their depth is really bad. So it just comes to question, like, what do you do? Does he resign now? And it's the old question: do you touch the trophy of winning the conference, or do you not? And well, touched it. So I guess if they come back next year, they definitely won't touch it at all. So
right,
it's gonna be tough. It's gonna be tough. It's gonna be great to see what happens off season. The draft's continuing on right now. So hey, it's a new year. Everything flips over. You can't think about the past. Time to move forward.
Absolutely, yeah. I mean, life is moving so fast, and it's moving forward. We got the draft cooking. NHL draft, it launched just yesterday. They're in day 2 of the draft. NBA just completed their the first 2 rounds, so they're done with their version of the 2025 draft. The NFL, which was in your backyard in Green Bay, that was completed back in April. I do have a question, though. Out of the, we could talk about championships and also the dominance of Canadians winning the MVP of the 4 major sports. We had Shai Gilgeous-Alexander take home MVP, Finals MVP. We had Freddie Freeman for the Los Angeles Dodgers take home MVP. And who was it for Florida that won? It was Sam Bennett?
Sam Bennett, yeah.
Yeah, Sam Bennett for the Florida Panthers. He took home, is it the Hartford? Is it the Hartford Trophy?
No, the Conn Smythe.
Conn Smythe. That was the Conn Smythe Trophy. Where Connor McDavid won it in a losing effort last season. So the Conn Smythe goes to another Canadian, Sam Bennett.
Yes.
Yep. And that is just insane in regards to the Canadian dominance of the MVP. I mean, well, we're not calling Jalen Hurts a Canadian, though. It stops there. But what's your take, though, in regards to just like this international dominance of being the most dominant player at the highest stage?
I mean, hey, they're good players for a reason, and they win it for a reason. So it goes to the best player out there, and every player who received it deserves it, and they earned it.
Yeah, no, I agree. I was just waiting for you to finish your point, so I don't know if you were like going into a second point there. But yeah,
I wasn't.
That is definitely on cue in regards to like just having that success, and then they're able to show out for their teams. And we know the draft is finding those new players. And I have a question for you, and I want to get your honest, unfiltered take on this, Jim.
Okay.
NBA, NFL, you can also include NHL. Was it Schaefer that went number 1 overall?
Matt Schaefer, yeah.
Matt Schaefer, yeah, went number 1 overall for the Islanders. Who has a bigger pressure moving forward? I guess like the first 5 seasons in their respective leagues. We got Cam Ward, number 1 overall in the NFL draft. Got Cooper Flagg and Matthew Schaefer. I don't know if we want to include baseball into this, but baseball is kind of like you don't expect them maybe until like 4 or 5 years after they're drafted. So I would put baseball maybe at the very bottom of the list. Yeah, but like the 3, who do you think, if you had to rank it in regards to like they have to hit their marks a lot faster?
All right, so from 4 up, it has to be baseball, has to be football. Oh no, it has to be NHL. Then it has to be basketball and football. So Cam Ward has the most pressure. Every other sport is there's a team behind you. You don't have to be involved in the play to make sure it happens. Football, you are the quarterback. You have been drafted to make plays. The offense runs through you, whether you're running the ball, whether you're throwing the ball, it runs through you. Your decision-making can win or lose you a game.
I mean, you could say that about a pitcher. You could say that about a goalie. You could say that about a point guard, too. I mean, the point guard is the one that's going to be facilitating the basketball. And also, I'm not downplaying what Cam Ward means to the Tennessee Titans, but he's playing with house money. I feel like there's no pressure on the Tennessee Titans to be in the AFC Championship or even win their division. Like, if they win 7 games, I think that's a massive success. You just can't end up like at the damn near bottom again for Tennessee. Like Tennessee, they need to kind of break out of like, hey, we don't have a quarterback. For the longest time, they had a rushing attack with Derrick Henry, and Derrick Henry left last season, and then they realized what life without Derrick Henry looked like, and it looked pretty rough. And it didn't matter how much mayo you're going to add to it. Will Levis was not going to be their savior. So they have Cam Ward, but I feel like there's a little tempered expectations for Cam Ward out of the U. Like, don't get me wrong, like the kid can play. He can make all the throws. That's why he went number 1 overall. But I feel like Cooper Flagg has a bigger pressure within like the first 5 seasons to at least see the dividends of this draft pick. And I know that Cooper Flagg is coming on the tails of a huge blockbuster trade where Luka Doncic got traded to the Los Angeles Lakers. Nico Harrison, he got all of the hate and vitriol in that city where the Dallas Mavericks fans had an actual mock funeral for their franchise. Jim, if that's not pressure, what are we looking at? I mean, I know Tennessee's passionate about football. Tennessee Volunteer football, but like the Tennessee Titans, they might be the second most important team in that state.
Okay. Before they're all going to have pressure, but it comes down to this. You mentioned pitchers. You mentioned goalies. Yeah, they help. Pitchers can help defend runs. They can strike people out. You could obviously lose a game there. A goalie can win you a game. They could steal a game. You can lose your game. But at the end of the day, it comes to offense. You could have the best defense in the world, but if you can't put the points up, and the other team can, you're going to lose. So, and a point guard can run through a point guard, but you have 4 other players on that court who can go out there and do the same thing. Football, like I said, it funnels through the one one guy. He has to make sure the snap is good. He got to make sure he calls play good. He has to read the defense. He has to read
He's also depending on his
everything.
receivers, his offensive linemen. He's not all doing that
Yeah.
for them. He like every player has a job, and like Bill Belichick would just say, "Do your job." Like I think that is maybe like where we're kind of overtaking it is like if the play goes really well, the quarterback's going to get a lot of the praise. But if a play doesn't go well, I feel like they're getting a lot of the blame too. But like I get what you're saying, they're the conductor of this offense. But I feel like basketball, you still have that impact as a small
No,
forward.
you still have
When Cooper Flag
you still have the
gets plugged
impact.
he's going to have Hall of Fame talent around him. Let's not forget that. He's going to have Kyrie Irving. He's going to have Anthony Davis. He has Klay Thompson. Even though he's a little bit like on like the twilight of his career, you still got Klay Thompson. You have a really good coach in Jason Kidd. I feel like though Cooper Flag is still going to get those questions because Dallas's reaction to the trade of Luka, who is a generational player. A lot of people don't want to admit that, but let's just be real. Like Luka's on another planet in regards to his ceiling. And when he got traded, no one believed it. Everybody was thinking it was a joke. Like, take yourself back to that moment when you heard the Luka trade getting announced, and you were thinking, all right, is Dallas? Are they gonna, is reports gonna come out there that Sham's account got hacked, and then this was not really happening? Because a lot of people were in shock, and then when it did happen, I feel like there was a lot of shock waves. And again, the GM in Dallas, Nico Harrison, he's not doing himself any favors because he came out during draft day and he said, "Fortune favors the bold." I mean, you can say that, but again, fortune doesn't favor the stupid either. Like the trade that you made with the Lakers, like a lot of people wouldn't do that trade because like maybe he was tone deaf and thinking that okay, the Dallas fans are not gonna like pitchfork nation and just get completely upset. That's where I feel like there might be a little bit more pressure on Cooper Flag. That's just my argument on it, but I can definitely see your perspective. NFL, there's going to be a lot at stake in regards to like all eyes will be on Cam Ward.
I mean, yeah, that was a trade, but we're not looking at the trade anymore. The trade has come and gone. The season is over. Let's focus to the future. Like, if you're one of these rookies coming in, yeah, Cooper Flag, he's going to have all this pressure from the GM, but like, the trade's done and over with. You can't look back. Dallas fans can't look back in the past like, oh, we shouldn't have made the trade. It's time to move forward. The season's over. Championships have been handed out. Awards have been going out. Drafts going on. You gotta move forward. You gotta look to the future now. And when I look to the future, yeah, I don't see Cooper Flag having as difficult time as Carson Ward does. And as we mentioned a little bit, but the atmosphere in Tennessee is like, you have to perform.
Yeah,
they
Cam
can't go
needs
another
to
year
perform.
with having a terrible quarterback for them. So that's where the pressure also stems from.
Yeah, I just feel like in the first 5 years, I feel like Cam Ward is going to get help. Like I feel like they're going to get him
Over
weapons.
time, yeah, but we're talking about like
over
right
time,
now.
right? But I feel like in the 5 years, because you're going up against Luka in the Western Conference Final, like if they don't make it to the Western Conference Finals, that's where I'm saying Dallas is on that trajectory to be in the Western Conference Finals, where if for whatever reason they don't get there or they fall short, they get knocked out in the first round, second round, or let's just say worst case scenario, they miss the playoffs entirely. I feel like there's going to be more of like beating of the drums of just saying like, hey, Cooper Flag was not the pick that we thought he was. And, just imagine if we didn't do that trade, we would have still had Kyrie, we would have still had Luka, we would have had Klay. You would have had those pieces, and then you're kind of looking at Anthony Davis. I mean, like Anthony Davis does have pressure because he's directly correlated. I mean, that's part of his legacy now that he got traded for Luka. I mean, And when you think about the Mavericks as a whole, I think it's one of those like Babe Ruth trades where until you win a championship, I feel like you're always going to have those what if, those naysayers. They're going to say, well, the Mavericks died the moment that they traded, Luka Doncic away. Where a lot of people were saying that he was on the same level of a Dirk Nowitzki, where they were saying like, hey, we were going to win a title. We just had to stay patient with our guy, our homegrown guy. But now they get another chance with Cooper Flag. So again, we'll continue to monitor this conversation, but I think that's something to watch, is who's got the most potential and who needs to meet those expectations.
Okay, if you want to talk about Babe Ruth, compare that to Babe Ruth, you can't. Because the Yankees, when they got Babe Ruth, they went on a run. They won how many championships with them? Even the first year they won. Doncic hasn't won. So until the Lakers win it with Doncic, and then a curse, knocking on wood here, happens, you can't compare the two. I'm sorry, coming from the Red Sox, you can't do that.
Okay, but if the Lakers, let's say the Lakers win a championship in this 5-year window that we're creating this conversation for.
Yes.
You better hope,
next 5 years,
if you're the Mavericks and you're in the front office, you better hope that you're in contention during those 5 years, or at least in the Western Conference Finals going up against Luka, or at least make a finals appearance. Like they made a finals appearance 2 years ago against the Celtics. That's what the fan base is expecting, another trip back to the finals with a chance to possibly win one.
Well, it's just now a wait and see.
I just feel like the Titans, I feel like the Titans in the next 5 years, if they don't win a Super Bowl, I don't think they're burning down Nashville.
Probably not.
Yeah. But okay, let's get back on track. I know the NHL round has just entered round 5, so we're gonna break down the NHL draft. I'm just kidding. No. Jim, I'm not gonna do that to you. No.
It's tough to follow. Like this year, they had this.
I mean, the Panthers they landed Shamar Moses. I don't know if you've been following that. I don't know if you see value for Jets on King Cell, or do you see any players? Let's talk about your Rangers. Did you like what they did in the draft?
Well, they traded the first round pick, so I mean, it's hard to tell. Like, we've had this discussion before where would you rather have the player or would you rather have draft picks? If you're not in the top 10 picking, you're better off trading for players, established players.
Gotcha. Established players. You're not trading for other draft picks and cash. Because that's what the Timberwolves did. I mean, they drafted the center or the rim protector out of France, Joan Beringer, and he was the second youngest player. Cooper Flag was the youngest player in the NBA draft, but he was the second youngest player, and he's going to turn 19 in November. And he was pick number 17 for the Timberwolves. We'll see how he turns out. The Lakers and Timberwolves traded in the second round. I think it was pick 36, which ended up being Theo Abiu. And the guy looks really athletic, and he's coming out of Arkansas. I think he was underneath Jim Calipari for that first year that he was in Arkansas. So we'll see what kind of player the Lakers got. The Wolves ended up getting the 45th pick, and I don't know, in some cash. This is like the new era of Alex Rodriguez and Mark Lowry. So I'm not surprised, Jim, if you are anti-Timberwolves. I totally get it. We got a New York Yankee owning the Minnesota Timberwolves now. So it's official. It's official as of Tuesday after the NBA Finals.
I mean, even though he's not a player, don't really care about the owners until they screw up, and we're gonna get there. So I'm gonna save my take for that.
Okay. Hey, and let's not bury the lead though. Naz Reid signs a 5-year, $125 million contract. So he's gonna be making it rain. Naz Reid will be in a Minnesota Timberwolves uniform for the foreseeable future. does that mean that there's going to be some more trades coming up? Because I don't know if Julius Randle is going to come back. Again, we know the answer with Nas. Nas is in the fold for the Minnesota Timberwolves, building with Ant. I don't know if
Not here yet.
Randle's coming back, because I think that could definitely open up some options. But yeah, like in regards to I don't know, the moves that you've been seeing, the free agency. Who do you think is going to get picked up? It could be NFL, NHL, NBA, like any player movement right now, Jim, that you're
34?
monitoring.
Big news, big trades. I could see maybe the NFL maybe have a big trade here, but it's hard to tell trades because, do we really want to talk to baseball right now? Because
I mean, yeah, let's talk
Oh,
baseball.
boy,
I got my
I can go
Cubs.
there.
You got your Red Sox. I mean, we could talk baseball. Like trade deadline, MLB All-Star Game coming up. Hey, what topic do you want to start with? Trade deadline?
let's go to the trade deadline. We're already in this freaking conversation here. Just
Okay. All right. There was a big trade. There was a big trade between the Boston Red Sox and the San Francisco Giants. And I wish Coach was here so he can kind of give me his perception as a Giants fan, a Bay Area fan. Rafael Devers, your slugger, big-time slugger, all-star. You guys did win a World Series, I guess, right, with Devers in the lineup?
yeah, we won back in 2018, but like after that,
Yeah.
they need to sell their owners because I can't. Oh boy.
Hey,
That's
this is
just-
therapeutic. Let it out. Let it out.
They need to sell a damn team.
They need to sell the damn team. Okay. Like
Yeah, that
you
was
are
terrible.
in no alignment with.
The Yankees. We swept the Yankees. We going out west, and then all of a sudden, boom, trade happens. What the hell? It's
Right.
terrible. It was terrible. It just makes no sense.
Like, I mean, not to compound, but like Chris Sale is also having a big year for the Atlanta Braves,
Yeah.
and Xander
They trade all
Bogaerts.
their good players now
Right.
to save money, and now they're screwing everything up. It's just ugh.
Like they
Really
literally
screamed,
went
what the hell?
right. They literally went away from the model of like let's win now to like hey let's save now, and like hey we don't need to. We're gonna pick fights with our stars. I mean, I know that they did that, and I mean last time like it was a big star where they were upset about a position, and there was a position kind of misalignment. This is taking you back like 2004, Nomar Garcia Parra, where they were
See, they
shopping
traded
around
Garcia
trying to get
Parra
Alex
for a piece
Rodriguez.
where they can actually go.
Yeah, anyway, I watched the documentary, The Comeback. So like, there's some positivity here. Like, y'all did win after giving up a star, and he got traded to my Cubs, and you guys ended up. Was it with Cabrera, I believe? Orlando Cabrera?
Yes.
Yep. And then you guys got some defensive help with Doug Mankiewicz for the Minnesota Twins. And obviously at that point, David Ortiz was, he was becoming the legend that he is today during that season. So, I mean, it's not all
The
negative.
difference
I mean, like you guys are
two
still
times, though.
you guys are still in the race, right?
We're like 7, 8, 9 games back now. It's I don't know. It's tough. You really can't compare the two because they were in the race at that time. This time, like we had to like
Gotcha.
win out just to come close. So I don't know. It's gonna be hard.
Right. Right now, the Boston Red Sox sit at 40 and 43, 8 games behind the Yankees. You got the Rays at second at 46 and 36. You got Toronto, who is the opponent today, at 44 and 37. So you're you're chasing Toronto, you're chasing Tampa Bay for potentially some wild card. Do you think the division is in your sights, or do you kind of just say like, hey, we're just competing to get into the wild card and see what happens?
I mean, I want the division, but I'll take the wild card.
For sure.
You know,
Gotcha.
I mean, maybe that's just to make the playoffs. But we'll see if they do it. They just in the past years, Red Sox have been known as sluggers, been able to hit balls out of the park, getting extra base hits. This year, it feels like they're not that team anymore. So they don't have that same identity, so they're still trying to find it. And with all the young guns they have up, they haven't been producing at a high level everyone's expecting them to be. So as long as they make playoffs, I'll be happy.
Right. And you definitely need Alex Bergman to step up because he's the center of the controversy in regards to Rafael Devers was not wanting to play first base because he said his natural position is third base. And obviously in the offseason.
Devers goes to San Francisco and says, I'll play first base.
Yeah, then he's like, oh, he goes to San Francisco. He's like, I'll play first base. This is a great idea. Like, I'm a team first guy. How'd you feel about that? Were you just kind of like, all right, Rafael kind of has, he does have a point. Like Boston kind of just basically just said like, no, we're just going to take you out of the lineup at third.
Well, the plan was to make it the DH, and Devers' defense really hasn't been stellar. So I can see why he has a better bat, but it's just tough.
It was tough. Gotcha. Because, all right, this is the final note here. Rafael Devers right now is leading the Red Sox for batting average as their DH. Home runs at 15. So he was hitting 272. He got 15 dingers. He got 58 RBIs. And his on-base percentage was a 401. I mean, you still got Duran, your left fielder, Jarren Duran. He's leading you guys with hits. But beyond that, Rafael Devers was a big motor to the offense for the Boston Red Sox. And then they'll be without his services for the foreseeable future. What's up?
They were 1-2. They were the only things that stayed the same throughout the lineup for day in and day out. And they were consistent. They were always there. Now, Devers is gone. The whole lineup gets shuffled around. Cora's playing the matchup instead of the players. It's tough.
It is tough. It is tough. Like, and all right, I'll switch. I'm not trying to get you in a bad mood here on a Saturday.
It's all good.
It's baseball. You know, that's what it is. You go through seasons. These are the dog days of summer right now. And looking at the All-Star break, and I know there may be some other trades coming up, but I know my Cubs, which I'm representing today, obviously with the hat, they sit at top of the division at 48-34, 2 games in front of the Milwaukee Brewers. Also leading the St. Louis Cardinals, where we just split a series 2-2. A big series this weekend against the Houston Astros. There was actually a cool moment where Kyle Tucker and I think Isaac Paredes, they actually had an exchange where Kyle Tucker actually threw him out at home, and those two players were traded for each other. So that was kind of like a cool moment, and it was Tuck's homecoming. So the Cubs are in Houston, and I'm sure he's a fan favorite. So he was probably getting like standing ovations, and I've seen that with other Astros when they do come back. Houston is a really good fan base, so this would be a really fun series to watch. Cubs are holding on to a 2-game lead on the Brewers, 3.5 on the Cardinals, 5 games in front of the Cincinnati Reds, and then the cellar dwellers, we got the Pittsburgh Pirates at 33-50.
They were for so long. They were making the playoffs, Pittsburgh, and then all of a sudden they just
bottom out. I mean, they got old man Andrew McCutchen back, I thought they were gonna have I thought they were gonna have some talent with their youth movement, like their farm system. I think they got Keon Bryan. I think that's their third baseman. I think he was supposed to have a breakout season. Paul Skeens, we've heard about him. Livy Dunn, LSU Tigers, Royalty, and you got I don't know if you saw that where there was a Detroit Tigers mascot. He was holding up a sign when Paul Skeens was pitching. It was saying, "Hey, Livy," and then Livy ended up I think she did interact with it. But yeah, Pirates are a cool story. You got the Reds with Ellie De La Cruz. His sister passed away. He hit a home run against the Cubs. That was an emotional series for him for obvious reasons. He wanted to play in honor of his sister. Hit a home run in his first at bat. That's kind of cool. Just having a human moment there. And then St. Louis, always going to be in the mix. St. Louis is just going to be the rival. Milwaukee is always competing, and they've won the division. And I feel like Craig Counsell for the Cubs has to take out the Brewers and win the division if he wants to really take that next step as a Cubs manager. Cubs sit at 48-34. I think last night they dropped a tough one against Houston. They got another one tonight, though. It'll be the baseball night in America. It'll be the official game. So definitely tune in. Watch my Cubs go against the Astros. But the All-Star break is coming up, and then we got a couple players. We got Pete Crow Armstrong going 20 for 20, and he's on pace for 40 home runs and 40 stolen bases. Kyle Tucker, as we mentioned at the top, is another player that is expected to be in the All-Star game. And I don't know, there's just a lot of talent here, and not even having the full healthy rotation. I think the Cubs have to feel really good about Shada Imanyana coming back and being able to basically go 2-2 against the Cubs in his last outing. He was able to get a shutout win. So, hey, I'm feeling good. I know that we just dropped one, but I think the players that are coming together, this is going to be a fun close to the season. I know we're looking at the All-Star break and what that means, but I think that's always a good sign when your team is trending in the right direction and getting your players healthy. Obviously, no Justin Steele, out with the Tommy John early on in the season, but again, All-Star is it in it's in Atlanta, correct?
I mean, anything's good. I don't know. Sorry. I'm on the floor. Give me 1 second, Jeremy. Sorry. But yeah, I mean, we're looking forward to the playoffs, but we're not even halfway. We're okay. We're not the All-Star game. Once we get to the All-Star game, let's talk about playoffs, because there's still plenty more baseball to go.
Right. I mean, right now for the Cubs, we got Pete Crow Armstrong, Kyle Tucker, they advanced, and Carson Kelly.
It's an All-Star game.
Yeah.
It's an All-Star game. I mean,
it's an exhibition. Yeah.
It's fun for the players in it. It's an All-Star game. What do you want? What do you want from
I'm kind of surprised that Seiya Suzuki for the Cubs is not getting more love.
Go to
What's
one,
that?
because it's hey, All-Stars, but they're for fun, and it's not really a game to get invested into.
Right. You're right about that. The full, I guess, the full team won't be announced until July 6th. So they do a really good job of kind of building it up. And then if you go to a baseball game anytime from now until the baseball All-Star game, they're gonna have like actual like ballots. So they take it serious in regards to the votes, because these votes are also accolades that lead to player bonuses. Because if you make an All-Star game, now you're a one-time All-Star, two-time All-Star. Those are some negotiation chips. So you might say that it's just a game, but these players definitely want to be selected.
I mean, it's fun to go and play in, but it's like one of those like, cool, you're an all-star, but like you're voted in by the fans. The fans like you. What can you do on the field during regular season games?
Okay. But the fans, they want to go see Aaron Judge. He's the leading all-star vote getter at this time.
Yeah, but if he plays 2 innings and bats once, do they really care?
I mean, is he still on pace to hit 400?
Around there.
Okay. So he would be I would say the front runner or the leader in the clubhouse for AL MVP at this point.
Because MVP, yes, MVP is a more important thing to win than anything else. I'd rather win MVP. I'd rather win one of those trophies, because those are the ones that are like more. Those accolades are more better than everything else, in my opinion.
I got you. Yeah, I'm just looking at it. Having that accolade is definitely nice, but like having the MVP, I feel like that's bigger in the grand scheme of things, obviously, because that definitely adds up the Hall of Fame resume. Right now, he's at a 358, so he's kind of dipped. He kind of got cold in the last few weeks, because I think 2 weeks ago, when you said the Red Sox swept the Yankees, he was sitting around like a 382, so he dropped like almost 22 points in that time span. So that's a big drop though in regards to like the chase for 400. You want to at least be in that 375 range, just so you can at least compete towards the end of the season.
Yeah, well, gotta wait and see.
All right, All-Star. I want the All-Star rankings. What's the All-Star rankings here, Jim? I know we got a little sidetracked there. We're talking baseball. We're talking about batting averages and records. So, All-Star. Who's got the best All-Star game? I know we're talking about baseball All-Star coming up, the WNBA All-Star game coming up. Paige Becker's, she's been looking really good though in regards to like the first couple games. She was, I don't know, as the number one pick. She was kind of like, I don't know. She felt like she was kind of feeling herself out, and then she had a nice buzzer beater, I think, just the other night, where Kyrie Irving was in support, and then that's her favorite player of all time. So that's kind of cool that they get to be in the same city. But like the All-Star game coming up, how would you rank it in the major sports?
Okay, last is football, basketball above it, baseball, and then hockey. There's no argument to be had there.
I probably switch like you said, basketball last, right?
Football last.
It's flag football now. Yeah, football, you're not even playing the sport anymore. Yeah, football last. Basketball, I like the 3-point contest. It's crazy. I like the competition, the skills competition more than the actual game. Like I probably will like tune out like the All-Star game, because I just know like Anthony Edwards at some point said he was gonna play left-handed in the All-Star game. So like I can't take it serious. I can't take it seriously until they do something like they did prior for baseball, where they could make home court available in the All-Star game. That's the only way to fix it. The NBA did something just scatterbrained last time, where they had the rookies going up against the veteran all-stars. I wasn't the biggest fan of it, but I get it. It's like they want to promote the new school and old school combined in one event. They could definitely queue it up because I think they're gonna do USA versus World. I think that's coming up. So I like that. I think they got the cue from hockey because hockey definitely, they won it in February. They won it in regards to like the viewership, the care people had for the events and the games, and people were showing up to these games juiced up. Like, and this is an all-star event. Like juiced up for an all-star event like it was like a playoff tournament like atmosphere. That's kind of cool. And then I would move baseball. But yeah, baseball would definitely be up there as number one, but Rob Manfred took away the home field in the World Series. That would be the only way that I would tilt the scales to baseball. And then hockey is number one currently because they just took over the pole position in what they did with their All-Star game. Again, I would agree with you on most points there.
Yeah, there's nothing. And you can't really continue to do what hockey does, but it's something. It changes up. The All-Star games are just so boring that they need a shake-up. And then hockey found a way to do it. And now it's time for the other leagues to copy. Yeah.
Yeah, absolutely. You know, you got your patriotism, you got your your family rooting for you, you got your country rooting for you. It's cool. It's like you put the red, white, and blue and the stars. That's pretty cool. Like in regards to what Team USA did, and I know they lost to Canada, but that was a cool moment for those players to kind of have a moment, and it was not the Olympics. This was an NHL sanctioned event with the committee, so that's pretty cool.
Oh, yeah.
They were able to come up with something as creative and as successful as they did. All right, open base here. What have you been kind of tracking in regards to things that you've been hearing? What's new? What have you been paying attention to, Jim?
I mean, it's been tough. My schedule's been all over the place. But what I've been looking into is I've been watching all the reactions to the celebrations.
Okay.
We're going to shift gears a little bit. The celebrations of each team winning a championship in the four leagues. And my goodness, basketball has taken the biggest L there. Oh my goodness, that's such terrible.
I think the Minnesota Timberwolves had a bigger celebration in the play-in. The play-in win
100%.
a few years ago with Pat Bev, Anthony Edwards. Like literally, they blew the lid off of Target Center that night, more than the Oklahoma City Thunder did winning Game 7 this past Sunday.
Agreed.
I don't know what it is. And this generation, I think it's Generation Z, they're just different. They're different type of cats. And this is like the second youngest finals team to actually win the whole thing. I know Indiana would have celebrated a little bit harder because they would have had more veterans. And especially with the fact that Tyrese Halliburton went down with the Achilles, I think it would have meant a lot more for Indiana to come back and win that game. I'm sure they would have probably carried Rick Carlisle off the court. All right, we're going mobile with Jim. Jim with the 94 cam.
Oh my goodness, yeah, no, it's like just I think Barstool put on their social medias they had all four of the big sports going out and showing celebrations, and you just see basketball just dabbing each other up. You see baseball, hockey, football, all celebrating football with a Gatorade dump. It's crazy.
Right. You football, you get the confetti, you get the Gatorade dump on the coach, and yeah, I mean, yeah, the helmets do come off. Also, players are either like putting on the shirts, hats, whatever, in regards to like signifying they've mission accomplished. They've won the biggest game of their professional lives and careers. And for what I saw with the Panthers, that was really cool. Like the Panthers, I don't know, you know Paul Maurice, the head coach for the Florida Panthers.
Yes.
He said for his fourth line, like, hey, like I'm gonna make sure you guys get in for the last shift. We're not here without you guys, because the way that they were able to dominate in the entire Stanley Cup final playoffs, he gave a tribute to his fourth line, and that just shows you how connected he was in regards to the moment that he wanted them to be on ice when that was 000 and you hear the horn and the siren going off. You're world champs. That's cool.
Yeah.
And then you see like the entire bench just clear out because of how happy they are to go back to back. I think back to back is another level of celebration too, mind you. That is another level of celebration when you go back to back, because there's that relief that you did it again. OKC, they didn't even know how to open their champagne bottles in the locker room. Like they had to have Alex Caruso, who won with my Lakers back in 2020. I know you want to put an asterisk on it, whatever. We still got the rings to prove it. To hang up banner number 17. Like Alex Caruso is helping them, pop champagne in the locker room. And if that doesn't give you an idea that they're still kids, but they're winning. They're winning at that level, Jim. The NFL meant so much for Jalen Hurts to be able to beat Patrick Mahomes. So yeah, I could definitely see the excitement there for Philadelphia getting their second Super Bowl. First one being in 2018 against Tom Brady. So yeah, they're the legend killers. The Philadelphia Eagles are the Randy Ortons of the NFL. They're legend killers. Took out Mahomes and Brady for their 2 Super Bowl rings. And with baseball, that was a great series. Yankees, Dodgers, and having the Dodgers win it, that was a big relief, because that was the first year that they had Shohei Ohtani, right? And then they go ahead and win it all. So I think they also had a pressure going into it. It's like, all right, what are we going to do with all this great talent? Like, we can't fall short. And you're going up against the Yankees, and the Yankees are just like, all right, they were going in there thinking like, hey, we're going to pull up with our pinstripes, and the Dodgers are going to be phased. Nah. Dodgers walked them off in the first game with Freddie Freeman, and they never looked back. But yeah, like those celebrations, I think they do have a little bit more to them when they're veterans. And I feel like it's hard because, like, if we saw, let's say we saw LeBron win another one, that's going to be a different type of celebration compared to what OKC displayed in their moment, their one shining moment on top of the NBA. Like, it was underwhelming. Don't get me wrong. I was just like, that's it. That's the emotion you're giving us right now. Like, come on. Like, you guys just achieved something that you talked about day one.
Yeah, it's the lack of emotion, the lack of celebration is just like, do you guys even want this? It's like you said, even the young kids, like they didn't seem like they wanted to. Like, they wanted to win it, of course, but like they just like, you gotta want it. If you're the best in your sport, you want it all, and you don't celebrate like you're a 5-year-old getting cake for the second time of the day, going nuts on a sugar high. My goodness, like, do you want it? Like, you wanted enough to win it, but now you got it. It's just like, you're not showing like you actually wanted it.
Right. Show us that you care, and also show us your passion for your craft. Because how many times do we get upset when an athlete is spoiled and doesn't want to go do their job, or they are so nonchalant about the moments that, so many people would kill for those opportunities to be out there, to line it up, to be on the diamond, to be on the court, to be on the ice, like all of that. Like, show us that you care, because like I feel like the fans, they're caring about this. They're caring about the results. They live, die, breathe, sleep, drink, bleed their team. And I feel like with this new generation of superstars, I feel like they need to still connect that, because sports means a lot to a lot of people in a lot of different ways, and it's very emotionally driven. And when there's a little bit of lack of that emotion, I feel like you kind of have that disconnect of just like, do they even care? Or are they just here for, is this just a job for them? Is this just a job? Yeah. That's where there could be a little bit of a questioning there. But again, OKC, I know for sure if Minnesota was to get there, and Ant is 23, like the conversation that you have with Mike Conley and Ant Edwards, they're both represented by the same agent. And then this was a conversation that he had after the Western Conference Final, and then they got beat by OKC in 5 games. After Game 5, he's over here consoling Mike Conley, who's an 18-year-old vet, and he just doesn't know how many more chances he'll get, to become a champion, to become a world champion. And then you got Anthony Edwards, a 23-year-old, a few feet next to Mike Conley, and the agent looks over to him and talks to him, and then Ant's okay. He said, "I just feel awful for Mike." It's like that gives you the range of like what the Minnesota Timberwolves persona and nucleus is kind of feeling in that moment. But just realizing that I think Ant just has to carry himself in that way, because I feel like that's how he just kind of deals with situations. Yeah.
Give me
Yeah, and I feel like it'll be fun to watch when that day comes. Anthony Edwards celebrate, and I know that it'll definitely be one for the ages, because Ant is not going to be shy with how he feels about winning a championship. So I can't wait for that. I can't wait. Like, stay tuned, because that's definitely going to be a sight to see. But again, Kevin Durant gets traded. Let's not bury the lead here too. Like, in regards to big shifts, do you see Kevin Durant bringing home a title for the Houston Rockets? He got traded, and he's going to be joining Amin Thompson in Houston. They got Sagoon. They got Fred VanVleet secured. What's your thoughts? I almost feel like Netflix is going to have one of those top streaming shows, because you know what happened all in Game 7, or the day of Game 7? Kevin Durant gets traded to Houston.
Yeah.
Tyrese Halliburton goes down with Achilles, and Shai Gilgeous-Alexander wins his first NBA title. Like, that's going to be in one episode.
Yeah, it has to be one episode.
Yeah. So if that gives you a little juice for celebration, come celebrate with the 94 podcast, because we're going to be out and about. Check us out. Like and subscribe. As you can see, we're on X and we're on Twitter. I'm at The Free Minded on IG. You can also follow us at the 94 podcast. We will follow back. Just interact with us. In regards to topics that you want us to cover. Also comment below and share with your friends on YouTube. But yeah, comment below any topics that you want us to cover. But yeah, Jim, I guess any other things that you want to bring up, or any stories, any fun stories in Green Bay or in the newsroom?
Yeah, nothing yet. We're just talking about the draft here, the hockey draft, and I got to do my research now, but nothing really. Nothing going on here. What about you? What about you back at the studio?
Back in the studio here in the CCX studios, the beautiful studios here. No, man, like this weekend has been really awesome. might get out on a lake on Sunday, enjoy a little bit of the summer here in Minnesota, land of 10,000 lakes, as you know. But yeah, like I think it's really chill. It's a nice kind of like finish to June. Really look forward to the 4th of July celebrations that's coming up, fireworks. That's always a nice midpoint of summer, like the midsummer classic coming up with the All-Star break. And yeah, just really excited. And then I know the NBA, oh, you can't even script this. The NBA Summer League Game 1 is going to be the Dallas Mavericks, Cooper Flag versus Bronny James. So
That's gonna be fun.
that's gonna be fun. That's gonna be fun. Something to look forward to. And like the NBA did not give their fans a chance to catch their breath. They were like, "Here we go with the NBA draft right after the NBA Finals." That must have been like one of the quickest turnarounds after a season ended to, "Hey, let's talk about the future."
You gotta. Yeah, that's what. Once the trophy gets handed off, that season is over. Every team starts 0-0. It's on to the next season.
Absolutely.
It's in every sport.
That's the beauty of it. Like right now, NHL, your team's is in the hunt. NBA, your team's in the hunt. NFL, your team's in the hunt. Baseball, some of your teams are not in the hunt.
Oh my God, that's a story for another time.
That's a story for another time. But yeah, we do enjoy our time here at the 94 podcast. Like I said, like, subscribe, press that button, and share.
Yeah, and leave the comments down below. We always need more topics to talk about too.
Absolutely. We always are looking for new topics to talk about, like cards. I know we both collect cards, and you said that you were at a couple shows. So definitely check out the 94 podcast there. And we're also going to be relaunching our clothing line. So definitely be on the lookout for our summer line. So we're going to include some shorts, some tank tops, some summer wear. So you guys can go out there and enjoy summer the best way that you can. But until then, we'll see you at the TOP.
P.
And we're out.
We're out.